Hello and welcome back to the Fusion Minis. One of you smart guys out there asked me to record a mini about focus pulling with Fusion. Yeah, let's do it.
Focus pulling. Okay. To demonstrate that, I create a quick and dirty 3D scene here. Shape 3D. I rename this one ground and rotate it on the X by -90 degrees and scale it up quite a bit. My second node will also be a Shape 3D node. I rename this one Cube 1 and I make it a cube, and then I copy and paste it. Rename this as well Cube 2. Plug it into the merge. Now I have 1, 2, 3 meshes over here on the left, my merge node, and I will also need a camera and a renderer 3D, as well as some lights, otherwise we won't see anything. I give this 1.3 on the intensity and a slightly blue touch. Last node is the spotlight node. 3 meshes, 2 lights and 1 camera. They all go into this merge, and from the merge we go out into the renderer 3D. And we select the renderer to change some important settings. First, we need to tell the renderer that we would like to use our camera. And the renderer should be, let's put it into the second image view window, the renderer should be able to use our lighting and our shadows. Next, no, let's do it this way. We need to reposition our camera, because right now the camera sits right at the origin of our scene, which is inside this first cube. That's why you only see this bluish gray here. Yeah, let's reposition it. I want to have mine here. That is the ground plane you're seeing here, and on top of the ground plane you can see our cube, or both of our cubes, but they are inside of each other, which makes no sense. So let's reposition the cubes right now. One further away, slightly to the left, and the other one closer to the camera, and something like this looks good to me. Now I can reposition my spotlight. To the left, and I rotate it. Oops, too much. Increase the cone angle. Good, that's it. Okay. Now we would like to create a focus pull, so we have to do something to the depth of field of this scene. By default, the renderer 3D node is set to software renderer. That won't work with the software renderer. You have to change it into OpenGL, and you see some settings appearing. We need the accumulation effects. And watch what happens once I enable them. Oops, everything looking pretty silly. Almost unusable settings. First, 0.1 amount of DOF, depth of field blur, is enough for what I would like to do. And on the quality side, let's try 30. Looking way better. We could do more and more and more, but for the purpose of this tutorial, let's move on. These settings are important to make it work on the renderer 3D side of things. Let's move to the camera now, because that's where the actual animation will take place. Now you can see we have the slider here, plane of focus for depth of field, and we can slide it around to change our focus point, but right now it's only a guessing game, and that's not what we want. You know what, let's okay. That's not what we want. We need to make some changes in this control visibility. It's not a tab, it's a drop-down menu, is it? And we need to make the plane of focus visible. It's not checked right now, and watch what happens once I check it. A little green rectangle should appear. Boom, there it is. See that? There it is. And that's exactly the point where the camera focuses on. Now we can I zoom in a little further to make this easier. Now we can almost exactly find the spot where we need to focus. And now it's only a matter of animating. Let's say we would like our animation to be 50 frames long. And then I can say animate on the first frame for the plane of focus. And then on the last frame, I would like my plane of focus to be, whoops, 20, to be, man, to be, hang on, somewhere there, yes. Good. On the first frame, our first cube is in focus, and on the last frame, our last frame is in focus, and the transition will be very smooth. As you can see here. Well, it's caching all those frames. That's because it's not playing this back in real time now, but once that's done, everything will look pretty fine. That's how you can pull focus with a 3D camera in Fusion. Dude, Zero, I think your name was. Zero or Cyro or... sorry, I do not even know how to pronounce that right. I hope that answers maybe a bit of your question, maybe the camera animation part of your question. I have not talked about Z or Z passes in this mini. Let that be a topic for a future video. So far so good. Thank you very, very much for watching. I really hope you liked this episode. If so, please leave me a thumbs up. But if you think it sucked, let me know why, please. That's it. Thank you. Bye-bye.